Okay. So I'm hoping this is, yeah, I don't know. I know, what is it? Like with the new moon, it's something with like Uranus. Um, it's supposed to be, uh, it's supposed to have like, depending on where it is that you are, because where I am, it's still Saturday, but it's something about the new moon in Uranus doing something that it was causing like tech issues and communication issues and stuff like that today. So I have seen a great big bulk of that. Let me see. Let me open up my YouTube app so I can see the Chiz at. There we go. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out Capricorn. For those of you who are watching this after I do this live, I have been recording all day, and with the last couple of signs, I was like, I'm going to hold myself accountable and I'm going to go live to make sure that these get done and I don't put them off, because I wanted to get these out before Valentine's Day. So this is Capricorn. Let me move my mouse. This is Capricorn's connection session. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be looking at Capricorn's energy as well as their person of interest and the energy between the two of you. And I'm also going to be doing a secondary spread where it's more specific, and we're going to be looking at Capricorn's person of interest and how they think and feel about Capricorn. And just a little heads up, there's been changes to YouTube, and there's like an AI bot that scans all of our videos and transcripts and stuff. So I'm using the tarot of sexual magic to do this read, but don't be freaked out because I'm covering up boobs like every other card. So I'm probably going to be like doing this when I'm showing the cards. So just a heads up. Oh, wow. Let's see. All right, Capricorn, person of interest, energy between the two of you. And let me go ahead and pull the cards for your second spread. All three of those came out. All right, so let's see. So Capricorn, the energy representing you. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, boobs. Okay, just boobs. All right. We have the Three of Swords and the reverse. So what it is looking like, Capricorn, for you guys in particular, you guys are healing from some heartbreak there. There may have quite possibly have been some infidelity or cheating or just the thought of so. I kind of feel this is interesting. It feels almost like this feels like that's a little specific, but it feels almost like, not saying this is all Capricorns, but there's some of y'all's energy that I'm picking up on where it's the person that you were dealing with prior to, even if they didn't like cheat. It's kind of like what you knew about their character prior to dealing with them, or things that you heard about them or something like that, and behaviors that they exhibited while you were dealing with them led you to think that. So you may not have had like proof, but it feels almost like it was so overwhelming and their behavior was in alignment with it to where you were just like, yeah, yeah, like I'm just gonna go ahead and head out type of deal. But for others of you, this literally could have been infidelity. Another way that I could see this as well is just kind of being disappointed, like more or less like you perceive this person to be one particular way. And as things started to kind of move forward with your connection with this person, you found them to be a way that you did not expect. But of course, that's, a past tense kind of energy. So now it's like you guys are starting to kind of get over that. You're kind of releasing more or less the hold that it has on you. So it's not necessarily affecting you as much as it was prior to. But, you're still kind of healing though. Now with your person of interest, oh, they need to love themselves. We have the Knight of Cuppies in the reverse. That card came out as well for the person of interest for Aquarius, child. When I post that reading, all these readings this month is just something. Okay, I don't know what is going on in everyone's love life. But with your person of interest, they really need to love themselves. I'm gonna be honest about that. They really need to take some time out to really focus on themselves and to like self nurture because well, I'll say it like this. We can only love other people to the level in which we love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't pour from an empty cup, so to speak. And for your person, it's some self-neglect that's going on here. Well, let me correct myself. I won't full on say that they don't love themselves. I mean, it's possible. But the way that I could see this to where it's not as serious is more or less if they self-neglect a lot. Like they don't necessarily take care of their health per se. Like, you know, they don't do any type of fitness. And it's like they're just kind of like neglecting their physical form in a sense. And I don't mean that in the context of like, oh, you know, they're overweight, but meaning like what they're putting in their body. They drink a lot, they smoke a lot, you know, whatever the case. They're not really prioritizing themselves. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look at it kind of like in a superficial sense, right? But that's something that needs to be done because how it is, like, you know, they are themselves, they live in their body. Okay, so if they're not nurturing or taking care of themselves, it's like that can kind of bleed on to you, and I don't really think that y'all want to deal with that given what it is that you've been through. You know what I'm saying, with the last connection that you guys were in. But I say to be careful with that. The warning that I'll give is, you know, whenever you come out of a less than stellar partnership, it's the equivalent of you swimming in the ocean and having been attacked by a shark and you were able to beat the shark off and get it off of you. And now you're swimming back to shore. But you have to take into account there is a wound on your leg that is still bleeding and other sharks will smell blood. So when we talk about calling people into our life or drawing people into our life, if we're not at a place of healing and reconciliation with, you know, past hurts and things of the sort, we can end up drawing a person in that, like, you know, the swimming with the sharks, you know, we can end up drawing a person in because it's like they almost smell the wounding. So that's something I would say, Capricorn, to you know, be abreast about, like to kind of keep top of mind, because, you know, or even if you're neglecting yourself in any way, shape, form or fashion after this last connection, because that's the, you know, energetic space that your person of interest is in at present. Right now, the energy between the two of you, interesting. Oh god, that's boobs, lots of boobies. Okay, hold on. All right. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and I'm trying to cover up the boobs. We have the Wheel of Fortune between the two of you. So there is a new cycle that is starting between you and this particular person. And it's a good one. You know what I'm saying? You guys are not at the bottom of the wheel. So there's potential for this moving forward. My advice would just be as things stand now, of course, we're going to get into this deeper, looking at how they think and feel about you, but energy is on your side. You know what I'm saying? As far as partnerships and connections are going for you, Capricorn, the energy is in your favor, even with this particular person. It's just more or less you want to be cautious on how it is that you're approaching this. And much like I said to Virgo, just making sure that you're not rushing into, you know, anything, you know, too quickly, right? Now, looking at your person of interest and how they think and feel about you, for those of you who are not familiar with how it is that I do this spread, first, we're going to be looking at 3 cards that are their fleeting thoughts. So that's kind of like things they're weighing, you know, thoughts that are kind of jetting in and out of their head when they're doing mindless activities. Then we're looking at their conscious thoughts, which is what they're aware of how they see or perceive you. Then we're getting into their subconscious impressions and projections. So that's pretty much a truth about the person that they are not aware of, but you will be aware of because I'm going to tell you. And 9 times out of 10, what it is that they're projecting onto you. And lastly, their feelings for you. So the first card out and their fleeting thoughts. Ooh, child. Okay. Well, nope, that's no boobies. Okay. Wait, nope, that is boobies. God, there's so many boobs in this deck. We have the Lovers in the reverse. That is Gemini energy. Next card that we have is this has been showing up a lot this month. We have the Queen of Chalices. Then we have the Six of Wands. Interesting. And then in their conscious thoughts, child, yes, indeed. We have the Strength card, and of course, that is Leo energy. So here is the Dealio Capricorn. So as far as it goes with your person of interest, there's a decision that they need to make, but they're not making it. And I mean, how it is that I'm feeling this doesn't necessarily feel to me, unless my guides are going to jump in and say something different. But this doesn't necessarily feel to me like a connection where, this is a couple that lives together, is married, been together like a long time type of thing. This feels like something fairly new to me. And the sneaking suspicion I have here with your person of interest is like, I don't know, there's something lingering with them. I don't know. I don't know if this is like a straggler. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody from their past that's kind of lingering around. I'm probably going to want to clarify that because this feels like it's almost energy, like, because I mean, it could, I don't necessarily feel it in the sense of like them dealing with someone else per se, but it just feels like energy that's in their auric field. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it could just be like a late bloomer kind of energy. And what I mean by that, like when someone is a late bloomer, it's like when a new cycle starts in a person's life, but it's like their mind hasn't quite caught up yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the slate is clean, but it's still kind of, fraternizing with old energy. I saw this very clearly in, I think this was either Leo or Aries reading that I saw this in, but it's like being very fixated on a past that has been long since gone and not necessarily being able to see the potential or possibilities that you have in the present and thus into the foreseeable future because it's being so fixated past tense. And it feels almost to me kind of like an unfinished business thing, meaning like your person of interest, like something is over and they know that it's over, but they still fraternize with the idea of it because they haven't necessarily gotten closure on like, what did I do wrong? Or where did this go wrong type of deal. And that could very well be why it is they're kind of self-neglecting a little bit, because even though it's a desire to kind of move forward, because I'm gonna get into the way that they're looking at you, which is kind of weird in a second. But it's just like a malingering energy. But I'm gonna clarify this just in case. What is this? Lovers in the reverse about? Whoa. Gift in the reverse. Oh, child. Yes, indeed. That's gift in the reverse in my little gypsy oracle. So yeah. That like, okay, so I'll tell you this. So with your person of interest, and I mean, that's something that you guys sort of kind of have in common. Even though I feel like Capricorn, you're more farther advanced than where your person is. I would say both of you guys, I don't necessarily think that you're regretting your past person type of thing. I do feel, you're still healing from it. But with this particular person, they're not sure about their past person. It's like, it's almost like their thought was like, this is the best thing that ever happened to them. And then it wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? Like the greatest gift that, spirit has ever given me. And then it's not type of vibe. But I don't really feel like they've reconciled that within themselves yet because they're not really sure if it was the past person's fault. And my apologies for talking about their past person in your reading, but it's a part of your life because it's with them. But anyway, but it's like they're not really sure who's at fault. Like they don't know if, because I mean, the gift in the reverse, what that would be saying to me is that this person from their past was not all that they were cracked up to be. But once upon a time, to this person was like their end all be all, greatest thing to ever happen to them type of thing. But my sneaking suspicion is their past experience with this person may be very similar to yours, in the sense of how I was saying that this person, like, there's some of you where this person actually cheated, there's others of you where their behavior was just kind of funky and you didn't have any proof that they were, but you knew that something was amiss, like something was just kind of off with this person, that, kept you up at night or just gave you like weird vibes in a sense. But it's almost like this person separating from this person, or this person breaking up with them, they breaking up with them, getting divorced, whatever the case. It's like, I don't know, they were so much in the headspace of like, I've never met someone like this before, I'll never meet someone like this again, that they haven't really taken the time to sort through things. And I said this too, with Aquarius, I believe. So if you have that in your chart, check it out. But it's almost like not really taking the time to really kind of sort through your stuff and making decisions about a past situation. You know what I'm saying? So that you can move forward. So that's the reason why that energy is kind of lingering. So with this lovers in the reverse, it's like this person wants to choose you or go towards you or see what happens with the two of you, but it's like there's another energy that's kind of pulling them towards the past, if that's making sense. And it's because they haven't given themselves closure, because it has nothing to do with the past person. That's why I say it's like an energy that's lingering around. It's not them actually physically being here. It's just that, and I mean, they could just be like majority of humanity who does not know that closure does not come from other people. It comes from yourself. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones who actually give ourselves closure. That's one of the biggest misconceptions, is we think that we need to have conversations with people and hear them out in order for us to get closure. The truth is, you could have that conversation, hear them out, know all that there is to know, and still not have closure unless you make the decision to, for lack of better terms, gift that to yourself. All right. That could literally be the gift in the reverse of the fact that your person of interest is not giving themselves the gift of closure, which would be why they're showing up as the Knight of Cups in the reverse. But anywho, going into, this Queen of Pentacles, that's very much how they see you. Now, this is where I say where the weird thing kind of comes in. And this is, I don't know, this is a whole theme with all of the connection sessions of how it is you guys, persons of interest, are looking at you. Like, it's a lot of idealizing that's going on. And I don't know if that's the Venetian energy or what, but it's a lot of idealizing going on. So with your person of interest, they're trying to hold themselves back. That's me dipping into their conscious thoughts a little bit, but they're trying to hold themselves back from you. But the thing is that they're idealizing you a lot, Capricorn, like a lot. It's almost, and I said a similar thing with Virgo too. It's almost like you could be the solution to all of my problems. Like, the emptiness, the pain, the peril, the misery and woe that exists in my life at present. You here with me would take all of that away, right? And you don't want a person to be looking at you like that, because I feel it's almost some kind of, I don't know what y'all do for a living, Capricorn. I don't know if you in the public eye, or if you're, a YouTuber, a social media influencer or something like that. But with this Six of Wands, it's almost like a lusty kind of energy, because, and I saw this same thing in Aquarius too. It's like, and I mean, we're still in Aquarius energy, so that could be a huge influence. But anyway, it's something about like the position that you are in your life. It's like they see that and it's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing I'm concerned about is with this person not necessarily being in the strongest, best place. It could turn into like it's on two sides here. And again, this is in their fleeting thoughts. So these are things that are jetting in and out. It's like they're perceiving you as like this person, or as you actually are, if you are in the public eye in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or if y'all work in the same company and you have like a high position or something. And it's like they fantasize about you because of this role that you're in. It's like you're special or you're different or you're set apart in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And it's like them being affiliated with you, like that's what they're lusting after. It's like the thought of like, oh wow, if like I could get them or they choose me type of vibe. And I don't really like that energy because like I said, it's like when people look at you like that coming into a connection, they end up kind of living vicariously through you. You know what I'm saying? Where they're just like, oh, do you know who my boyfriend is? Do you know who my girlfriend is? They're such and such. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side with this, that's my guys, y'all got jokes. This is the second time they made this joke with this card. With the Queen of Cups, that's like my therapist card. You know what I'm saying? So it's like them looking at you like, oh man, like you know, they're so kind-hearted and so giving, like they would be there for me. Like I would never have to go through nothing by myself if I got Capricorn, like they're gonna be so supportive. You know what I'm saying? And then they got all this, and then all these people know I'm like, I'm not really a fan of that. But the truth is, these are their fleeting thoughts, like I said. So these are things that they're thinking about from time to time in reference to you. However, what they're consciously aware of and what they stand firm on is they're holding themselves back from you. Now, I'm about to jump into their subconscious impression. This is not anything that they know in reference to that. But I feel with this, though, with the strength card, it's kind of like an ego thing. So it's kind of like, even though they know, it's like, ooh, I would look so good being with them. It's almost like they're holding themselves back because this isn't anything that they would want you to know. Like these two main things in this Queen of Cups and this Six of Wands, like this is something that's on their mind, but they would never want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is coming from a place of insecurity. And I don't know, like it's giving me titty baby vibes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think y'all know what a titty baby is. It's a New Orleans term, but it's pretty much like, you know, like a man child. You know what I'm saying? Like someone where they have a tendency of not really being able to stand on their own 2 feet. They're insecure and consistently need like validation and support, and like I'm always downing myself and I don't know if I can do it, and like what do you think, like well I mean I know that I have the interview, but it's like what if I don't get the job? And like I mean, if you are willing and can deal with stuff like that, I'm not hating on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do, but that's just the vibe I'm getting from this person. And once again, this very well could be just because of the situation that they're in, because they're unsure of themselves because they haven't really gotten clarity on this past connection as of yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying for my Capricorns, this is something you kind of want to take slow, because to make it simple, this person has baggage. Let's just say it like that. Okay. There's baggage that they're carrying into this situation. So you'd want to kind of take your time with this and not get too invested into it too early on, because I can give them kudos for this strength card because they're aware of all of this stuff going on and what the perks are of dealing with you, but they're still holding back a little bit. And I feel that is a good thing because that shows some level of self-awareness of them knowing that they're not really in the right place to be connected to someone. But here's my thing. I feel Capricorn, because y'all are Capricorns. I feel if you were to push the issue, they would totally relent. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm holding myself back. And if you were like, no, don't do that, they'd be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So watch that. Now, their subconscious impression, wow, that came out for Virgo as well. It's the Four of Cuppies here. Ooh, child. So here's the thing. With your person, I have to say this too, because in this particular deck, I see the Four of Cups slightly different than I typically see it in every other deck. Because I mean, the Tarot of Sexual Magic is on some other stuff, but this is one of my soul tie cards. There's a couple of cards in this deck to me that scream like karmic energy, and this is like a past life connection type of thing for me. So let me give you a quick little crash course on how past life connections work. Okay. So past life connections are, in a past life, you and this person knew each other in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? You have same souls, new bodies, right? So the brain in this head has no recollection of the past life unless you do past life regression. You feel what I'm saying? So, but that means nothing. It's neither here nor there. Every single person who has ever lived, is living, and will live in the foreseeable future, you 9 times out of 10 had at least one life with them. You know what I'm saying? So with this person, there is a sense of resonance or an instant chemistry, if you will, right? And that's all because of the energetic cord of having a past life connection. Now, when you have this, it's an instant recognition. When you meet a person, you feel super comfortable with them. You feel like you could tell them your whole life story and you just met them 2.5 seconds ago, right? But again, wrote a whole book about this. That means absolutely nothing. It just simply means you have a past life connection and you have chemistry. That does not mean that you somehow know everything about this person via osmosis. You feel what I'm saying? Now, with this being in this person's subconscious, this is saying to me that this particular person has a lot of past life karma, meaning their individual timeline that they came into this life with, that they are working out. You are one of these partners that they're working this karma out with, right? But mind you, your person of interest is none the wiser, right? If you told them this, and I say this in every single connection session, they'd laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? This person has no idea. Now, I can tell you the role that it is that you will play in their life, but I'm also going to tell you how it is that they're projecting this onto you, right? This is something you just want to keep in the back pocket and be aware of, right? So, with your person, why it is that they probably have this whole, titty baby syndrome thing going on is because your person of interest has issues with decisiveness. um it's kind of like a spoiled brat syndrome type of thing, and mind you, this is a program that's operating underneath it. If we were to put this in simplistic terms, your person of interest has difficulty making definitive decisions, i.e., why we have the lovers in the reverse being the first card coming out, right? They have difficulty making decisions. Why do they have difficulty making decisions? Because of FOMO. 9 times out of 10, in a lot of their past lives, they missed out on a lot of good opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, investing in the stock market in the 1920s. Only my history buffs are going to get that joke. I know, it's hilarious, right? So, things like investing in the stock market, or electing to trade in a ticket to ride the Titanic. You know what I'm saying? It's like things like that, decisions they made in their past lives that they regret. So in this particular life, the karma that they're working out is being more decisive, right? In comes Capricorn. Capricorn is extremely decisive. Capricorn is very self-assured in what they want, who they are, what it is that they're doing. Now, this is something that this person can gain from you. This does not mean that this is your soulmate. You guys are going to get married, have lots of babies, and spend the rest of your lives together. That's neither here nor there. This is just a skill set throughout Capricorn's past lives that you all have mastered. And this person is being blessed with even having you, being in your stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lesson for them to learn from you. You know what I'm saying? Now, where this can go awry, depending on this person's level of maturity, which I don't feel is that high, not talking bad about them. I'm just being honest. I just read the cards. Okay. Do not shoot the messenger, But anywho, so the thing is with this particular person, and I said a very similar thing with Virgo, is the fact that if, like, with this person being indecisive, if you were a part of this person's life and, like, say they're applying for a job, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, you should totally say yes. And they're like, oh, I don't know. And you're like, no, you should definitely. The benefits are great. Retirement, pay back your student loans. Like, it would be a great job. This is what you want to do long term. Like, this would be a great step in that direction. And they're like, worry wart. And then they're like, oh, okay. So then they get there and it turns out like their boss is shit. You know what I'm saying? And the boss like rides their ass all the time. And like I said this with Virgo. If you have that in your chart, check it out. But it's like they would blame you for it, because the issue with this person is they're terrified of making decisions because they fear making the wrong one. Like, that is the deep-seated program that they're running on. is like this FOMO, or what if I make this decision and choose this and then this other thing ends up popping up? But it's like it's a huge self-sabotatory energy, because a lot of times they stay stagnant and allow decisions to be made for them. But then when that happens, they still don't like the outcome anyway. But because they're not yet in a place, like I said, with this showing up in their unconscious, they're not yet at a place to accept this. I'm not even going to even titillate with the idea or entertain that of this person accepting anything to do with past lives, right? But if we just talk about this in the context of them being indecisive and afraid of making decisions, you know what I'm saying? They're not yet at a place to where they're even willing to accept that about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, when we talk about the projection aspect of this, and this is something that all of us and humanity are guilty of, when something is in our subconscious, we see it like crystal freaking clear 20/20 vision in other people. You know what I'm saying? And now it becomes, oh my gosh, Capricorn is so controlling. You know, Capricorn is the one who told me to take that job, and I told them that I wasn't really sure about it. And now I'm stuck here and I could have been here. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I say you have to make a decision within yourself if your tolerance level, you can handle something like this. Because if you can, because you really like this person, which I mean, I think that would be a little hard to say because I don't really feel like you know them that well, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to put up with that, you can. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel going into this situation, that's something that you need to be consciously aware of with this person. You know what I'm saying? It's them, and they're just not capable of it. They're not capable of taking the personal accountability because it's just not in their awareness. I'm neither saying that that's okay either. You know what I'm saying? But once again, like I said, in their conscious thoughts, this person is holding themselves back from you. So I feel, and especially with that being a major arcana child, I feel like that's something that needs to be taken into account. It doesn't mean that, you know, with this person holding back from you and this being fairly new, this all could be stuff this person could enroll in therapy tomorrow, child. They could click the link, you know, below this video and sign up for BetterHelp. You know what I'm saying? And everything could change if they start working on themselves. So I'm not saying that this person is a lost cause. It's just I feel this is new and you need to take your time, is all I'm saying. Now, lastly, their feelings for you. Oh my gosh. This is the same card that came out for Virgo. Let me find out that y'all messing with a Virgo. I can't even deal. It's the Judgment card. That's my, oh, wait. Oh, okay. Wait, nope, that's a boob. Okay, sorry. I had to make sure they weren't Nikki. Whoo, child. That's interesting. Okay, with this Judgment card, it's like they're feeling towards you. It's not much different than what we've seen thus far. It's like they're wanting things to go to the next level. That's another one of my karmic cards in this deck. So look, I can tell you flat out, y'all are karmic partners. I'm not using that in the context of like the twin flame dynamic. My perception of karmic partners is everyone that you've ever known in your entire life is a karmic partner. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a lesson that every human being you know has to teach you. You know what I'm saying? And we're all working together in this whole thing, you know? So this person is wanting their feelings for you is like they're wanting to go to the next level with you. So if this is a person that you're dating, they would want to commit. You know what I'm saying? They would want this to be something, you know? So that's why I say, I don't think this person's a terrible person. It's like they just have things that they need to work on. I mean, a lot of stuff they need to work on because like I said, the way that they're perceiving you, it's looking at you in a sense as if you could be, it's like them trying to dodge dealing with their problems through you. And that's not really the type of connection that you would want, given what it is you've been through in the past, Capricorn. But overall, I don't feel like you have to throw the whole man away or throw the whole woman away. I don't think they're a terrible person. Just like all of us, this is work that they need to do on themselves. But I feel like if you kind of, you know, take your time and get to know them, I feel that, you know, as you're healing and they're healing, you guys can get to know each other over a period of time and then make decisions from there. but I don't really feel that they're in the idyllic place to be like in a full-on committed relationship talking about marriage and kids and stuff like that. They're not in the place for any of that. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, let me pull. I feel like I want to pull an oracle for you guys. Where is my a la carte Doreen Virtue deck? I feel like I want I hope a an answer angel answer card comes out. If it doesn't, I think I'm just gonna pull one anyway, just because I feel like you guys should be able to ask like a yes or no question. So what can we tell my Capricorn spirit? What parting words can we give my Cappies? Since Princess India is on YouTube at nighttime on a Saturday recording a reading live, what are the odds of that? Okay, here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, these are two cards that came out. One is a romance angel and the other one is a answer oracle. So go ahead and ask a question, Capricorn. People who are in the chat, you guys in the chat talking. I see Seren the Healer is here. Wait, somebody said swiping left on the BS dudes. I feel you on that. So go ahead and ask a yes or no question, guys. I'm just one day, dude. One day I'm just going to do a reading where it's just like all the answer oracle, because I literally said, I don't think I said it in the last live, but for those of you who haven't been with me for years, those of you who have, you guys remember the dice of resonance? Like I'm bringing the dice of resonance back because I legit, like one of my old readings came up on my YouTube timeline. And, you know, all of a sudden I was like talking and stuff. And then all of a sudden I was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the dice of resonance. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about them. So like when I was listening to what I was saying, like when I threw them out, like, I don't know, it just made me feel happy because I was like, oh my gosh, that's like a whole nother reading within a reading. So I'm like, I'm going to bring those back. So I'm going to bring back the dice of resonance because I just love stuff like that. I'm probably going to do like a live one day where I'm just answering random people's questions like from the answer oracle just because I feel like it. But anyway, I hope you guys asked your question. You don't have to put it in the chat, even though I like being in people's business. You know what I'm saying? But first, the romance angel card. Whoa. Didn't see that coming. It's the wedding card. It says the situation involves marriage. Maybe that is the reason why. Okay. The cards are telling you to pump your brakes, take things slow. This person needs a little therapy. Okay. Sometimes we all need a little therapy, you know? Maybe you guys are getting a good old lesson on, you know, how to slowly build, you know, a relationship, you know, a little slow burn. You know what I'm saying? A little slow burn. Didn't see that coming. What y'all saying in the chat? The emojis in the chat. Oh my God, that's insane. Okay, if you guys asked your question, I feel like I don't even want to look at it first. What's the answer? Come on. Can you see it? I sure can't see it. Oh, damn. I mean, damn. Whatever it is that you asked, the answer is unlikely. You know what I'm saying? And I will also say with this wedding card, not to take away your dream of this person being your spouse, but for some of you guys, only if your person of interest was married before. You know what I'm saying? If your person of interest was married before, like, you know that they're divorced, this could literally be speaking to that. You know what I'm saying? And I know I say that as a divorcee. I mean, not from the perspective of like, you know, I'm a happily divorced person, but I know some people, you know, who are divorced, you know, sometimes they like feel unfinished business and like, you know, could we have fixed it? Could we have worked it out type of deal? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, uh divorce is hard. Let me just say that. It literally feels like a death. Like that's the best way I could describe it. Even if, you weren't on good terms with your spouse when it is that you did divorce, it's like a breakup versus a divorce are like two vastly different things. And divorce literally feels like a death. It feels like someone died. Like literally, even if you didn't even like your spouse anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's a really huge transition. So if you're a person of interest, Capricorn, if they recently got divorced, like, I mean, even I would say within the last year is literally recent because I was told, doing marriage therapy and things, I think it's said that for every, and whenever I say this, people cringe, for every 3 years that you were married, you should be single 1 year for every 3 years you were married. So, depending on how long, somebody is married, that's what the advice is therapeutically. 1 year for every 3 years that a person was married. So if they were just married 3 years, then they could be single a year. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so keep that in mind. Like, depending on how long this person has been divorced, it's that it takes people time to work through that. It's a lot of things going on with that. It's a whole smorgasbord of things. But anywho, that's been you guys' connection session. Oh, hey, Sinister. Oh, and V's here. Look at you guys. Wait, let me look at it. So instead of me leaning, let me look at my phone. Look at y'all being up all late. Little night owls. I guess I should go live at this time since y'all be up. I was like saying, watch, there's gonna be like the only people who are gonna be on this live, I was like, are gonna be my people that are members on the network that are still awake. Shit, I have to be single 5 years. Yeah, that's why I say, just like people cringe. Anytime I say that, they're like, I gotta be single. How long? It is what it is. Yeah, man. I totally want to bring back the dice of resonance. I miss them. I miss them a great deal. I miss them a great deal. I was wondering if I would meet my sugar daddy this year. That was hilarious. I love you guys. But that has been the connection session, guys. I feel like I did a pretty good dent. There's only 3 signs that I have left. So I wanted to get like a good deal of them done today. So I only have 3 signs left, and that's Libra, Sagittarius, and Scorpio. Those are the 3 signs that are left. And starting on tomorrow, I'm going to put up starting from Pisces. So tomorrow it'll be Pisces, Taurus, and Gemini that are going to go up tomorrow. And of course, all of those are going to be, available on She Do Society, my network, and also on Patreon before they're on YouTube if you can't wait. But all of those are going to be going up tomorrow and throughout the remainder of the week. I was trying to get these out for you guys before Valentine's Day, so just in case anyone wanted to know about love things before Love Day, you know what I'm saying. But anywho, my beautiful humans, I hope that this helped. Most certainly let me know what you think in the comments. And I love your freaking faces. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends. If you guys want me to go live more, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. Like, I will literally just come here and fraternize with you guys like I used to. You know what I'm saying? But I love your face. I'll see you guys later.